Happy Friday, everybody. We're back. I'm DJ Shauna, and I'm with one of my favorite humans in the entire city of Milwaukee, Erik. Thanks for joining me
Thanks
today,
for
man.
having me. I really am honored and humbled to be a part of this conversation.
No, I love anytime we get to hang out. I love hearing about your story. I love hearing who you are and what you do in our community. So what have we been talking about?
Dare to be alcohol free and to
Alcohol-free.
really normalize not drinking within our community. So
I'm with that. So I've always been sober. Personally, I feel socially awkward. I don't know how to handle, I don't know what to talk to people about when I'm in bar and club situations.
Yeah.
And that's how I got behind like the music, was that I felt like I was in my own bubble.
yeah,
There's other DJs that I look up to, admire ridiculously. Tim, Kid Cut Up, is one of my favorite DJs on the planet. He is Pink's official like DJ, goes on tour with her. He's a Milwaukee kid and he doesn't drink too. So it's interesting when you start to really kind of like, because we were talking, it's not something like you introduce yourself.
Yeah,
You're like, hey, I'm
yeah,
Shauna. I
yeah.
don't drink alcohol.
yeah,
It kind of sometimes will come up in situations, but again, if you're at dinner, if you're out,
yep.
if I may ask, are you sober?
Yeah, I've been sober for 7+ years, and I realized that for me though, it was a personal decision, and just like yours. But
Yeah.
like mine was really, I realized that my decision making of drinking, and it really made me realize that I had mental health, I guess issues, or I had to really take care of myself first, right?
Yeah.
Really prioritize myself, and I think that anyone that chooses to be sober for whatever reason, whether it's for mental health reasons or just personal lifestyle choices or to be healthier, I think that surrounding yourself with a unconditional support system is how, for me, has worked for me, and really focusing and reflecting on myself each day and taking it one day at a time, and really committed to normalizing not drinking each day. So when people say like, oh, I don't drink, they assume that like, you're either an alcoholic,
Yeah.
or you've gotten in trouble with the law, or as a woman, or as non-binary. Some people assume that you're pregnant or you're the DD. And so I think that now more and more people are realizing the healthy reasons. There's nothing against, we're not against drinking, right?
No.
It's our own personal decision.
Yeah.
And I think that so many people now are coming to that point of like saying, instead of stereotyping us or judging us of who our decision making, they're really like saying, oh, tell me more. And now you're starting to see so many different opportunities and alternative options of non-alcoholic beers, non-alcoholic spirits.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different mocktails being created throughout our community. So it's a really cool, you're starting to see sober bars. There's already one in Racine. Now there's another one in Milwaukee and Brownsville area. There's another one popping up in the next couple years. So it's a really cool scene that you're starting to see more and more people being more intentional and providing non-alcoholic spaces for us, but also for everyone else that chooses not to drink for whatever reason. So
That's so interesting to learn. So it just feels like a whole weight of my, even, I don't want to say childhood, but like teenage years and now adulthood has been lifted, because there has always been like, that's what people do.
yeah,
And I'm never knocking it,
Yeah.
and nor am I judging it, but it wasn't for me.
yeah,
And so I didn't feel like I fit into these spaces, and I didn't feel, if that's a fair assessment to like say.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so you're really like hitting, like, this is like a light bulb is kind of like going off right now, like as I'm listening to you talk about this, because I know I'm not alone.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the only person in the world that doesn't drink alcohol.
yeah,
You touched on a couple things that I think are interesting. So one of which, when somebody, and no matter what the situation, like you kind of go to dinner, right? And there's wine with dinner, and
Mhm.
I'll just say, no, thank you. And I usually leave it at that, but you can always, it's always, and maybe I'm sensitive to it too,
yeah,
but there is always this like pause, like, what's wrong with you type
Yeah.
of thing. And I always feel, again, my own issue, that I have to justify it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I don't drink.
yeah,
And then somebody inevitably at the table who knows me will be like, well, you don't drink alcohol.
yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I drink water.
Yeah.
I drink other things. Sorry, you're right. I don't
Yeah,
drink alcohol. And then just like you said, I feel like I read that person and their reaction, and it is immediately always an assumption that
Yeah.
is made.
yeah,
And then they don't want to talk about it. And so something that I've realized that I do is I share, well, I've actually never drank alcohol.
Yeah.
And that's something that as a DJ, I think is kind of important to talk about, because that is, again, I wouldn't have a job without
Yeah.
it. I respect it.
Yeah.
I will say that. And
Yeah.
I appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
But we've all been in situations where it hasn't always been the healthiest thing.
Yeah.
And so, again, I'm not knocking it, but I respect it. We do live in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
We live in Brew City.
Yeah.
We like a lot of things are encompassed with
Yeah.
drinking alcohol of some sort. And so I love everything you shared about, like, it doesn't have to encompass drinking.
Yeah.
Because that's how I like to hang out. Is
Yeah.
like, y'all can drink,
Yeah.
but like I want to do something. So for me to just sit at a space and we're just and people are drinking, it's not enjoyable for me.
Yeah.
I'll go throw axes with you, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
That you can drink
Yeah,
alcohol and throw axes.
Exactly.
I want to do something.
Yeah.
So that's like arcade type stuff.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy that. It's so interesting. And I know too, you're such an advocate, like, for the community. And I think this is just another incredible part of you.